Hello everyone, this video is about my 4 week experiment so far, continuing actually, with no overt fats. So it's my own personal experiment. And I eat a raw vegan diet, which means I eat no cooked food and I eat predominantly fruit, some vegetables. And over the years I've changed the amount of nuts, seeds, other things like that that have been included in the diet. And I've seen myself on this diet go to the lowest weight I've ever been, and I've seen myself go to the highest weight I've ever been. So this raw vegan diet doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose weight, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to gain weight. It depends on how you do it, basically. The last 4 weeks I've been eating no avocados, no overt fats. So why is that? Well, basically the last year I've been looking to lose some weight because I went up to about 14 stone 3 pounds, which is like overweight basically for my height. And the reason I got to that weight was a couple of things. I put on weight when I started to eat more nuts. I don't want to go into the whole story about all that, but basically years ago I started to eat more nuts, and I was eating tahini at one point, and all these things I ended up putting on weight. And then even when I got back to a better diet, I didn't lose the weight automatically. So this year I thought, right, I'm going to consciously lose some of this weight. And basically the way I did it was just I went back to a raw vegan diet. I didn't really do much else apart from raw vegan, and I cut out the nuts and seeds almost entirely, apart from special occasions. And I had what else? Yeah, I cut out the nuts and seeds, but I would have avocados. So that was the only overt fat I was really having was avocados for most of the year this year. And gradually I did lose weight. And I went from 14 stone 3 to roughly 13 stone. But I also went down below that at certain points to about 12 stone 7, 12 stone 8. That was around about the time I've just come back from Woodstock, I think, in Canada Fruitfest. So I'd lost some weight at that point. But I went back up to 13 stone, went a bit over, and then I've went down again to, now I'm 12 stone 12. So from 14 stone 3, 17, 18 pounds or something over the course of the year, something like that. So that's where I'm at the moment. And I just decided to cut out the overt fats as an experiment because I kind of thought that if I cut out all overt fats, I'll lose weight quite a lot, like quickly. Because that's what happened to me when I first started the diet, right? I went on a raw vegan diet, but I was basically a fruitarian, and I lost weight and lost weight and lost weight and lost weight and lost weight. And then when I started to eat nuts, I gained weight and gained weight and gained weight and gained weight. And then when I kind of cut out the nuts, I maintained a weight. So, and when I was eating the avocados, I was losing weight slowly, but not all that slowly. So I thought I wanted to see what would happen if I cut out avocados and see if that would just make my weight drop and drop and drop. So what happened is in the first week of doing that, it seemed like my weight went down by 3 pounds. And what I want to say as well is what I do to monitor my weight is I weigh myself once a week. Before all this, I never ever weighed myself, so I never knew what weight I was at. And so I don't, I never like knew I was losing weight or gaining weight. I didn't realise it, right? But this year I decided every Monday morning I would weigh myself. That's just once a week. That's all I do. And it's funny, you can kind of tell if you've lost weight or not. Now I can kind of tell, like, I can just see the slight difference, and I can think, yeah, I've lost a little bit of weight this week, or I've not. And what happened the first week, I seemed to lose 3 pounds, as I said. Second week, I went back up again to 12 stone 13, and I think I just stayed there, and then this week I went down to 12 stone 12, so it's not been the rapid weight loss I was expecting. I was expecting like a really rapid kind of weight loss, but what's good to learn for me is that I'm not that I'm eating enough. I guess that's what's good to learn. I can actually eat enough fruit now to sustain my weight, which I wasn't doing when I started off. When I started off, I was losing weight continually. And not that I didn't have weight to lose, I probably did have weight to lose, so it wasn't a bad thing. Now, this is all interesting to me because over the whole time that I've learned about this diet, I've heard so many different opinions about these things. And my first real mentor in this lifestyle who I was following was Durian Rider, and he had a lot of kind of unique ideas regarding weight loss and regarding food and carbohydrates and nutrition and stuff like that. And he's never been fat, and as far as I know, and he's never had to lose weight. So I don't think he's got a great perspective on weight loss and how difficult that is for people, and what a slow process that is and things like that. But he basically was saying that, kind of like Dr. McDougall, the fat you eat's the fat you wear, and you can eat as much carbohydrates as you like and you'll never gain weight, and if you're not losing weight, then eat more carbohydrates. That was kind of the message. And it seems to match up with a lot of the science, or some of the science actually. It's been suggested that to turn carbohydrate into fat is very, very difficult. You have to be overeating a huge amount to do that. And other science suggests that all the overt fat that you eat gets immediately stored as fat. Immediately stored as fat. That's what the science apparently says, the most accurate science we've got. So the fat you eat is the fat you wear. But obviously that fat gets burned if you're not eating enough overall calories, which is why people on paleo diets and stuff, why they lose weight, because they often don't eat enough calories. And that's also why they don't sustain the diet for a long time. You've got all that stuff together. And the idea that there's different countries in the world, places where they eat a lot of carbohydrates and they're not fat. So that's kind of backs that up. So I'm going to continue on the no overt fat raw experiment, because a number of people have done experiments with overeating on a raw diet and gained weight, and they blamed the fruit or they blamed the carbohydrates. And I'm fairly sure it's not the fruit or the sweet fruit. I'm fairly sure it's not, because, as I said, you have to be really overeating to turn carbohydrates into fat. That doesn't mean that you would just lose weight automatically or quickly. But it does mean over time, if you're not really storing any fat, then it can only go one direction. Your weight can only go one direction. So even if I only lose weight very, 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 very slowly, it'll be interesting. If I can eat as much as I like from sweet fruit and I still lose weight, that'll be interesting, right? So anyway, I've been fairly successful since I started at the start of the year to lose weight. Not as quick as, I think if I'd really focused on it more, I probably could have lost a pound a week, and by now I'd be way ahead of where I am now. But I don't have that much left to lose, or that I want to lose. I definitely want to get into the 11 stone region, which is a healthier weight, and maybe down into the 10 stone region, which is where I was at. And when you get down to that kind of leanness, you feel kind of like a championship boxer or something like that. You're so lean and you're ready to go. So putting on extra weight, putting on fat is not good in any way. Like, there's no advantage to it whatsoever. It doesn't feel better, it doesn't look better, it doesn't make you strong. Well, maybe it does make you stronger, but it doesn't make you more fit, obviously. So there's not really any good side. It doesn't feel good. So it's good. So anyway, that's, to me, measuring what you're doing is pretty important. And if you're starting off on one of these diets, it might be worth measuring your weight once a week if you've never done it. It's not worth measuring your weight every day, I don't think, because it'll just get confusing. You'll think about it too much. But once a week, once a fortnight, once a month, I think is good. I think is a good thing. And that's just my opinion, but it's worth measuring and knowing when you are with things. Then you can reflect over the week and say, right, what was it? But it's not the fruit. You're not putting on weight because of eating fruit. I don't know why people want to believe that. People want to connect fruit with bad things. Fruit is not the reason for the bad things that are happening in your health, in your life, in any way. It never is. Why do people want to blame fruit? Oh, I'm going to put on weight because I've eaten so much. You've not eaten that much. It's not the fruit anyway. And yeah, people have put on weight when they do their Russell 4 diet, 80-10-10 diet. What they do, I'm telling you, this is what happens. They eat 10 bananas, 3-4 mangoes, whatever. Lots of fruit, and it looks like lots of fruit. They do all that. And then they have some salad, small dessert or something. Sometimes they don't even realise. They might have went to a raw restaurant. They might have done a recipe out of a book or whatever. Went to a potluck. They might have used sauce that they didn't fully look at the ingredients. And they're using things that have got oil in them. They're adding tahini, nut butters, avocados, and all that stuff. And then they claim they get fat on the fruit. I'm telling you, anyone that is fat has fat in their diet. That is just how it is. Or they had fat in their diet to get fat, which is either oil, yogurt, milk, cream, cheese, all the animal products, all that stuff. Fat. The fat you eat really is the fat you wear, but obviously if you overeat, that's the only way your body's going to continue to store the fat. But anyway, that's the experiment I've been on. That's the results that I've had so far. Genuinely not had. I had one cashew in the last 4 weeks. That was the only, because I was offered it, so I took it. But I've not had an avocado and not had any fat, so I'll see. I'm not really trying to eat more than I usually would. I'm just eating till I'm happy and satisfied. So we'll see how that goes. Hope you enjoyed this video, got something from it. If you like a free raw vegan recipe book, you can go to fruitfest.co.uk. The UK Fruitfest is open for registration now. If you want to come to UK Fruitfest, we have a bunch of rooms left. We have some of our private rooms are fully booked now. The cabins are getting kind of fully booked-ish. And yeah, so Fruitfest, if you want to use my code, you can get a 10% discount for Fruitfest with the code RONSTER, RONSTER. You get 10% off Fruitfest. I'll put the links below. If you're in Glasgow and you want to come and learn more about this stuff and meet the community we've got here, then come along to our group. And there's a link below for that. So thanks for the watching. You can put some comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Please like and share and subscribe, and thank you for continuing to watch and supporting the channel. Thank you.